Another example is a content creator, right? Shi kuma wannan main focus ɗin shi shine ya yi crafting ko ya designing narratives for your content that you are trying to develop. Another one can be a social media expert. Okay, you can build an agent that will tell you how to engage with your audience on different platforms, for example, be it either Facebook, Instagram, X, or Twitter as we know it before, and so on. So that means when you are trying to do something using an AI, you can, especially Claude, since we are talking about Cloud AI, you can build sub-agents da za su shiga su ma aiki kowanne based on specialization nashi. So wannan su ne sub-agents ɗin da muke magana a kai, kuma da su ne insha Allahu yau za mu yi aiki mu ga yadda suke aiki. Okay, I can see Baba Gana, are you back? Okay, still waiting for him. Okay, so I think let's continue. So these sub-agents yanda suke aiki shine they work in parallel. Muka ce abu is working in parallel.
Yes, please continue because I'm still having network issues.
Okay, no problem. So as I was saying, sub-agents ɗin nan suna aiki in parallel, right? And aka ce abu is working in parallel, it means it can run simultaneously a lokaci guda ko? That means duka wannan sub-agents ɗin naka da za su kake so su yi ma aiki za su iya yin aikinsu a lokaci guda ba tare da wai a ce sai an jira ɗaya ya gama sannan ɗaya ya ɗauka ba. Misali mun yi magana akan expert research ko da social media expert da kuma content creator. So idan misali kana so ka yi wani post ne akan social media ka, so kana da sub-agents ɗinka na mai making research, kana da mai making content, sannan kuma kana da mai managing social media. So that means za ka iya running ɗinsu duka a lokaci ɗaya suna running ba tare da sai a ce sai ka jira wannan ya gama ba sannan wannan zai ɗauka. Okay, so me amfanin wannan sub-agents ɗin, right? Why does it matter in the work that we do with AI? Na farko, it works faster. Zai rage yawan jiran da muke yi. Wani zubin za ka rubuta abu kana so ka yi aiki da AI ka rubuta mata abu amma sai ta jira a ƙarshe ma ƙila ta baka ba abin da kake so ba. Amma with these sub-agents za ka yi breaking task ɗin to each and every sub-agent, so kowanne ya san cewa iya abin da aka yi mashi assigning, iya abin da zai focusing kenan. Okay, number 2, it reduce human error. Kamar yadda na yi bayani ɗazu, saboda yanzu ka yi breaking down task ɗin, kowane sub-agent ya ɗauki nashi aikin yana yi shi kaɗai. So it reduces human error. Okay.
You need to reshare your screen. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So, in summary, these sub-agents, they are not just tools for us to use. They are the future of AI and how we will interact with this AI. So now we are moving towards more intelligent AIs, more specialized AIs. It's like watching a movie of AI and seeing the AI evolving from uh, a single AI to a multiple AI that works together at the same time. So without wasting
So I don't
much
know
time,
whether you can still hear me, Ibrahim. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. Hello, hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. Apologies. So your screen is off again. I don't know.
So I don't know what is the issue. When I share, it
It
just
comes,
disappears.
then later on it goes away. Can you
So let
try?
me share. Hello. Hello.
Okay,
Okay. So since this network
fantastic. I can
is
see it now.
okay, can you hear us now? Okay, so I think let's just continue while before he comes back. So the next thing I want to talk about is the best practices for these sub agents. And number one, I want to talk about focused specialization, which has to do with the core principles of these sub agents. And these core principles has to do with lesser focused specialization. Uh, each of these sub agents, number one, should have a clearly defined and a narrow scope of responsibility. So abin da wannan yake nufi shine duk sub agent ɗin da za ka yi defining ya zamana cewa ka yi specifying iya tax ko responsibility ɗin da kake son sub agent ɗin ya yi. A nan wurin yana nufin bai kamata ka ɗauko wani abu wanda ba na sub agent ɗin nan ba ne ka sa mashi ka ce za ka yi complicating tax ɗin shi. Idan har kana son ya yi performing wani tax ɗin daban, then you need to create another sub agent because there is no limit to the number of sub agents that you can create. But for each and every sub agent da za ka yi, it's better to clearly define its roles and its responsibility. Okay. Number two, it should have expertise in a specific domain or task. This is related to number one da muka yi discussing, ya zamana cewa duk abin da wannan sub agent ɗin zai yi ya only focusing expertise ɗin shi akan wannan domain ɗin da aka yi defining ɗin shi a kai, ko kuma task ɗin da ake so ya yi. Number three, it should have a minimal overlap with other sub agents responsibilities. So ko da zai yi wani aikin da ba nashi ba ya shiga aikin wani sub agent ɗin, it should be what? Mun ce it should be minimal. Minimal ya zamana cewa kaɗan ne, ba da yawa ba. Kai ya zamana cewa tax ɗin da zai yi na wani other sub agent ɗin ya zamana cewa yana da yawa, ko da in case ko da an samu ya zamana cewa it should be minimal, ba shi da yawa. So I will give you a bad example of a sub agent and a good example of a sub agent. A bad sub agent, when defining it, you can, or you give it a domain of what? A generic do everything sub agent. That means it's either you do not define its domain or you tell the sub agent to do everything. So that means ba shi da bambanci da main AI tool ɗinka. So har gwara ma ka yi amfani da main AI tool ɗinka ya maka komai akan ma kai creating sub agent da zai ringa yin komai, right? And we have good examples of sub agents. Number one, ɗazu mun yi magana, for example, muna iya ɗaukar web research specialist. Daga faɗin sunan ma ka san cewa shi kawai aikin shi is what? Making web research. So duk wani other abu da ba web research ba ne, ba domain ɗin shi ba ne, ba abin da ya kamata a ce yana yi ba ne. Okay? Another good example is a technical writing expert. Okay? Ku lura da yanda ake zama specific ko ake zama intentional wurin naming wannan sub agents ɗin. For example, wannan da aka ce writing expert, sai ba a kira shi writing expert kaɗai ba, sai aka kira shi me? Technical writing expert. So that means anything that is not technical should not be used for this sub agent. Number three, another example is social media content creator. So kun ga nan mun yi me? Mun ƙara specifying. Muna son mu samu mai content creator, amma sai muka ƙara specifying cewa me? It should be for social media. Content creator can be any type of content creator, right? But we have different types. So a nan wurin sai muka specify muka ce social media content creator. Okay? So next, another example, or the last example is we have data visualization analyst. Okay? Data visualization analyst. Shi kuma abin da zai ringa yi shine me? Ya ringa visualizing data, ya analysis ɗin shi. Okay? So number two, now we're back to our best practices. Number one, mun yi magana mai focused specialization. So now number two, we have robust system prompting. And under this, we're going to talk about master agent prompting, because as you are using these sub agents, you have to master the agent prompting. Na san ƙila ba za ku rasa jin maganganu akan me? Prompt engineering, right? So su ma wannan sub agents ɗin, you have to master prompting nasu. And to do that, what you need to do is, number one, you have to provide a comprehensive overview of the entire workflow. Notice the keyword comprehensive, which means you have to be comprehensive when designing or building your sub agents, so that at the end zai ringa maka abin da kake so ya yi. Okay? Number two, define clear communication protocols between sub-agents. So maybe kana sub-agent ɗaya ko biyu ko uku, so you have to define a clear communication protocol ta yaya za su ringa communicating and at what point za su ringa communicating tsakaninsu, in ta kama za su ringa communicating kenan. And the last one is to establish a hierarchical structure with well-defined roles. This is very important. You have to establish those roles and in a hierarchical structure. The second discussion under the robust system prompting is individual sub-agent prompting. So for this, you have to create highly specific system instructions which include exact scope of responsibilities, prepared output format, specific tool or APIs to be used, as well as ethical guidelines and constraints. So let me give you an example of a system prompt structure. So let's say, for example, we want to create a web research specialist sub-agent. Okay, so okay, my screen is still not showing, but let me do it anyway so that when the screen is back you can see what I'm doing. So the first thing I will do is to head over to my IDE or to my terminal and then navigate to the folder where I want to work with. So for the purpose of this webinar, I've created a folder named testing subagents. Okay, testing subagents. Okay, so let me write the name of the folder. Okay, okay, so I've created the folder. So now I will open the folder in my IDE. I'm using VS Code. So now I will start the Cloud AI. So I've already installed the Cloud AI on my terminal. So I'll just start it by typing Cloud, CLAUDE. Okay. So you can see, oh sorry, you cannot see. So let me just read what is on the screen. So the first thing Claude will ask me is, do you trust the files in this folder? Then I will select yes, proceed, and then it will take me to the next step, which is welcome to Cloud Code, and so on. Okay. So the example I want to give you is we want to create a sub-agent which is a web research specialist. Okay. So the first thing I will do is to check the modules that we have under Cloud. So to do that, I'll just click on my keyboard and type the // and then you see agents, right? Okay, so the screen is visible now. So agents, then I will open it. So you can see I have the option to create a new agent. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in. Yes, I hope it's visible now. Can you see my screen? Is my screen clear? Kowa na ganin
Yeah,
screen?
duk muna gani. Thank you.
Oh, all right. So I will click on the first option, which is create new agent. So the next step is for me to choose from these two options whether I want this cloud agent to be for this project or I want it to be personal. Personal means I want it to be global. That means I can use it in other projects. So since we are doing a demonstration, I will choose project. So I want it only for these projects, our testing sub agents. Okay. So next, step 2 is the creation method. Shin ina son in yi generating sub agent in nan using cloud, which is the recommended, or I want to do manual configuration. Okay. So I will go with the recommended option, which is the generate with cloud. So I'll click on OK. So now we move to step 3, which is for us to describe this agent, describe what this agent should do and when it should be used. In bracket, be comprehensive for best result. Remember, ɗazu mun yi maganan me? Let me go back. Wajen me? Our second discussion, which is robust system prompting. And we talked about the master agent prompting, which includes what? For you to provide a comprehensive overview of the entire workflow. So kun ga anan wurin ma Cloud AI tana gaya mana me? Be comprehensive for best results. Okay. So now I want to create a web research specialist. Okay. I want to create a web research specialist. So let me do that. Screen ɗin kuma ya ɗauke. Let me share again. Share your screen. Okay, can you see my screen now? You can just
Yes.
type. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now I want to create a web research specialist. So I will now tell, so you can see an example here by Cloud, expert software engineer that helps review my code, blah, blah, blah. So now I will tell it, let me say you are a highly skilled. So now I want to be, remember, we talked about what? Be, where is this thing? Provide a comprehensive overview of the entire workflow, define clear communication protocols between the sub-agents, and then establish a hierarchical structure with well-defined roles. Mun yi magana wa'annan ɗazu mun yi explain ɗinsu ko? So now wannan da muka yi magana ɗazu, I want to apply it practically wajen creating sub-agent ɗinmu. So that is why I'm giving it this prompt. Okay? So back to my prompt. So I will now tell it that you are highly skilled. Then I will type the name of the sub-agent, which is web what? Web research specialist. Go. And designed. Why is my this thing not showing completely? Let me see. Okay, no problem. I know what I'm typing. So let me be reading it. And designed to conduct thorough and accurate. So wannan prompt ne nake bata na yanda za ta yi min creating sub-agent and accurate and ethical online research. So ku lura da keywords ɗin da nake bata wanda idan muka yi creating sub-agent ɗin nan wannan keywords ɗin saboda they are precise, right? So za ta ringa stricting tana following wannan, yanzu kamar instruction ne nake bata. Na farko na ce me, it is designed to conduct thorough, that is one, accurate shine number two, saboda the information da muke to taimamu scrapping by during its web research, it should be what? It should be thorough, it should be accurate, and most importantly, it should be ethical. Abin da yasa na ce mata it should be ethical shine sometimes these AIs can do wonders, right? It can just create something that is not in existence. So shi yasa na ce mata it should be ethical. That means duk abin da za ta bani ta tabbatar da cewa akwai shi, ba kawai ita ta je ta haɗa shi ba, right? So an ethical online research with, sai in ce mata with exceptional precision and depth. Okay, so that is the first part. Then I will now tell its roles. Role is what? Advanced. Mun riga mun hiɗe shi ɗazu ko, amma za mu ƙara mata specifying advanced web research specialist. Then the primary objective. So we have to set the primary objective for our sub-agents. Dalili, saboda ta san cewa in muka ce primary objective shine main abin da za ta ringa yi, right? Kafin ta yi duk wani abu. So the main objective.
Sorry to cut you. Maybe you may need to type in create new file. After you finish typing, then you can copy and paste in the terminal. Thank you.
Okay, that is another good suggestion, so that everyone can see what I'm typing. So let me type it here. So okay, so let me just delete what I typed here so that I'll just type it again. I hope I will be able to remember what I typed. Okay. Okay, so I said you are a highly skilled web research specialist, right? Back on the call. Sai mai marasa, you are a highly skilled web research specialist designed to conduct thorough and accurate and ethical, yes, haka muka sa shi, and ethical online research with exceptional menene ma muka sa? Yes, precision. Okay, can you see my screen? Okay, let me share the screen again. So then we talked about the role is what? Advanced web research specialist. Okay, that is the role. And then the primary objective, right? We talked about okay, so that's in the muka tsaya. So now we want to set the primary objective, right? Number one, I want it to what? Gather information. Number two, I want it to analyze. So I don't have to type information, it already knows what it will do. So I want it to gather, I want it to analyze, I want it to synthesize, right? Very important. Synthesize information from reliable online sources, right? Remember, you have to be deliberate when doing your prompts. This keyword reliable is also important so that kamar yadda na bayani ɗazu, it will not go and just do yama yama and press pause. Okay, so the next thing is to set our what operational mode. Okay, so it should be methodical, it should be what objective, and it should be comprehensive. So let's leave these three. The next thing is to set our research goal. So let's set our research methodology. Okay, number one, information gathering, right? That is the first step, information gathering. Then number two, we want to, because I want to emphasize on the sources, ina son ta ƙara ƙarfafa mata, ƙara gaya mata cewa sources ɗin it has to be genuine ko, so bari ce source evaluation. Okay, then number three, research depth ko, yanda kawai ba ta ɗauko information ba, ta shiga ainihin ta gani meye abin da take ɗaukowa kafin ta sa mana shi. Okay, so the last step is for us to set our operational guidelines ko criteria. So what bari mu bashi guidelines so that ta san cewa wannan shine shimfiɗar operation ɗin da za ta ringa yi mana, aikin da za ta ringa yi mana. Okay, all right, so number one, I want it to have ethical what constraints. Doesn't mean magana ethics ko, so it should have this. So for this, I want it to, let me be specific ko, ethical constraints. I want it to never fabricate information. That's one. Number two, distinguish between facts, opinions, very important, and speculative information. Okay, then I want it to also protect individual privacy. Okay, the screen is up again, so let me share the screen again. I don't know why the screen is going on and off, so banana sake sharing again. Okay, so magana ethical constraints. Okay, then let's talk about outputs, the output specifications. Go output in the data bomb, and we want it to be clear. Of course, we want it to be also concise. Go, and to have executive summary. Okay, so I think muna iya tsayawa haka, then we run it and see wani irin sub agent za ta mana creating. So let me copy it and then paste it and then click on enter. So kun ga abin da na bata ko, so ga nan ta ce generating agent configuration. So let's wait for it to finish and then we'll go through and see sub agent ɗin da ta mana creating. Okay, so now gashi nan tana tambayan mu step 4 is to select the tools that we want our sub agent to have. Okay, the screen is still not visible. So I'm coming. Let me just share it again. So let me share this screen again. But before it's up, let me read what I have on the screen. So the step 4 is to what? Select all tools, which is what? We have read-only tools, we have edit tools, we have execution tools, we have MCP tools. So let me just click on continue so that we don't waste time. Then the next step is to select the model. So for cloud AI, we have different models, just like in ChatGPT, right? We have GPT-5, which is the latest one. We have 4, we have, and so on. So in cloud AI, we also have models. We have Sonnet, we have Opus, we have Haiku. So Sonnet is balanced, and its performance is the best for most agents. Muna da kuma Opus, which is most capable for complex reasoning tasks. Muna da Haiku da sauransu. So I will choose Opus. Okay. So then I will choose the background color for this uh, sub-agent. Should it be red, yellow, and so on. So sanda yake running, za mu ga yayi wannan color. That means this sub-agent is running. So let me just choose yellow. Okay. Warning, agent has access to all tools. Okay. No problem. Ci gaba. Okay. So yanzu ya mana creating agent din. And za ku ga folder nan ta yi creating, da babu shi. Ga sunan folder nan .cloud. Then another folder agents. So when I click on it, I'll open it. So let me maximize this so that we can read what we have. So this is the name of the agent, Web Research Specialist. And this is the description. Use this agent when you need comprehensive online research on specific topics, companies, trends, or questions that require gathering information from multiple reliable sources. Example, content user needs research on market trends for business proposal. And this is the prompt by the user. I need to research the current state of the electrical vehicle charging infrastructure market in North America. So let me copy this, then we run it. Assistant, I will use the web research specialist, and so on and so on. So this is the all the information. Okay. So now let's run these prompts, and then let's see how our cloud will use the sub agents to do this. Okay. So let me come back to my cloud, and then I would say I need to research the current state of the electric vehicle charging infrastructure in, let's say, Abuja, Nigeria. Okay, then let me run it. Okay. So you can see automatically it detects that we are going to do what? Make a web research. So you can see our web research specialist now is researching EV charging. EV means electric vehicle charging infrastructure in Abuja. You can see web search, electric vehicle EV charging station, Abuja, Nigeria, 2024-2025. So that means it's taking the latest information out from the internet. Okay. So it's asking me for permission to allow the cloud AI to access internet. Okay. So I'll click on, do you want to proceed? I will click on yes, or the second option, which is yes, and don't ask again for web search commands. So since this sub-agents is going to make a lot of web search commands, so I'll just click on the second option so that it doesn't have to keep asking me for permission. Okay. So zan danna na biyun yadda tunda za ta ringa yin research da internet sosai, ba sai ta ringa tambaya ta ba, so zan enabling ɗinta ta yi. So it's making the research. So let me, at this point, let me call on Mr. Babagana if you have anything that you want to add before our super advanced sub-agent finish its research.
All right, thank you very much, Ibrahim, for this wonderful introduction to the best practices of using cloud code sub agents. So while your sub agent is doing all of this research, I think one thing I would like to add is that when selecting model, you have to really make a very solid choice when you are going to give a sub agent access to a model. Opus model is very expensive, and then you have the Sonnet, which is for everyday use. So for a specialized agent, the kuka san cewa za ku yi amfani da shi, which requires to do a complex task, and maybe it's not all the time that you are using that sub agent. The best thing to do is to actually give it access to Sonnet, not Ibrahim. You can see your WhatsApp. If you can hide your WhatsApp, please. So you give it access to Sonnet rather than Opus. So, but for a specialized agent like the one Ibrahim created, which needs to do some complex decisions, task, you can use Opus. Another thing that I would like to say is that so Ibrahim has created a sub agent, right? And you can see the sub agent is working, but this sub agent may need to write in a file. So you can create a sub agent at project level, then give it access to tools so that it can create a file. Or you can create a sub agent at a personal level so that that agent can be accessible across all different other directories. Okay, so idan akwai wanda yake da wani question or need for clarification, you can just type in the chat box. I should be able to pick it up. But before then, while Ibrahim's agent is still going on searching, we're waiting for it. I would like to ask Mala Ibrahim, like this agent, what is the difference between using a sub agent and maybe automation? Is there any difference between these two?
Sorry, can you come again?
So, what is the difference between using a sub agent or automation? Did
So
you get
you are breaking. You said what is the difference between sub-agent and what?
agent and agentic coding and automation?
Okay. So the difference between sub-agents and automation is very simple and clear. For sub-agents, like I mentioned initially, sub-agents is just like so let's start from the beginning, from the top. When you want to do a particular task using AI, normally what you do is you go to your AI, be it Gemini or ChatGPT or Cloud, and then you just like the prompt you give it to make a research on electronic vehicle charging infrastructure in Abuja. So what a normal AI will do is just to go through the basic knowledge that it has. Let's remember when this AIs doesn't have access to internet, so it will just give you whatever information it have based on its knowledge, right? So what sub agents do is you create a sub agent and then you make it focus on um, specific tasks that you want it to do, right? While automation is like a pre-programmed task that a machine follow, right? That is what we call automation. It's just something that you already set it in a specific way that you want either the machine or the AI to follow, and it will keep on repeating depending on the number of times you want it to be. While like I say, like I said, the sub agents, these are like sort of an assistant that can understand context of what you want to do. And then we also mentioned that they can collaborate with each other, and then they can adjust their approach based on what you want them to do.
All right, thank you very much for that. So I don't know whether your agent has finished researching the web.
Okay, let me share the screen again. No, it's not done.
Okay, so maybe one thing I would like to also ask you, can I start another session, or I mean, add another session of a sub agent that is working, then create another session for another agent to work?
Exactly, yes, you can do that. So I can see there's another question in the chat box. Let me see if I can read.
Okay. Okay. This one says, "Good evening, sir. Please, what tool can I use to create any sub agent? Thank you." Yeah. So Ibrahim, if you can go over that quickly.
Okay. So number one, what you need to have is you need to have uh, access to Cloud AI. It's very simple. Just go to cloud.ai, CLAUDE.ai, and create an account. Okay. Even though recently OpenAI, ChatGPT have also launched their own, but what we are using currently right now on the screen is Cloud AI. So you can use Cloud AI to create your sub agent. So you have to, the step one is for you to register and create an account with Cloud AI. And then number two, you can go to Google and search for Cloud AI or Cloud Code AI, and then you have, there is a documentation on how you can set it up on your computer. Okay, then from there you can follow all the steps that we did in this webinar. Starting from the beginning, you go to your terminal, and then you launch Cloud, then you go to agents, you create a new agent, and then you follow all the steps that we follow. Okay, so Babagana, do you have any other thing that you want to add?
So nice that you were able to get this agent to work. All right. So let's say, for example, I'm a content creator. Okay, and then can I create like a team of, let's say, in my content creation process, I will need to have video editor, I will need to have script writer, I need to have storyboarder and all of that. Can I create agents that can form part of my content creation team without needing to actually recruit a content creation team? I'm not trying to say that create some agents to do that, but can I do that? And can you demonstrate how I can do that?
Of course, you can do that. And I think while you are trying to join, that was one of the example that I gave for the type of sub agents you can create. So yes, of course, you can do that, and I've already explained it. So you can create sub agents for you to do that. Let's say, for example, you need to make a social media post, right? So you can have your sub agents. For example, you can have a sub agent like John created that will make web research. You can have another agent that can do the technical writing. You can have another sub agent that can do the social media things. You can have another sub agent that can do the content creation and so on. So you can have all these sub agents that can run at the same time and do what you intend to do with it. So yeah, that's very possible. So I can see that my this thing is almost done. Let me just okay. So you can see the research.
So, and I think one thing I would like to say, yeah, so this is also like one of the downside of also giving it access to Oppo's model, because it tried to do a lot of complex process in terms of doing the search.
Yeah. So as you can see, it has completed the research, but it gave it to us in a MD file. So now I can tell the AI to convert it to maybe PDF so that it can be readable. So let me say convert it to PDF. Okay. So now you can see for this, we don't have any what do you call it? We don't have any sub agents that will do this. So now generally the cloud AI will just do this for us. Okay. So what let's say now we have another sub agent, right? That can convert.
We get your screen back.
Oh, okay. So it tried to convert it to PDF, it failed, then it converted it to HTML. So let me share the screen again. I don't know why the screen is doing this. Okay, so you can see it. So I told it to convert it to PDF, right? Okay, screen is not back.
It's back
Okay,
now.
so I told it to convert it to PDF. So it converted it to HTML and then it opened it on my browser. Okay, so it gave me instruction on how to what convert it to PDF. It says control press command. So I'm using MacBook. Press command P, or in Windows you can click on Control P or go to file and then you select on print and then you set save as PDF. So it gives me instruction on how to save it as PDF, but it gave it to me in HTML. So this is the report it created: electric vehicle charging infrastructure market in Abuja, Nigeria. Comprehensive Research Reports 2024 to 2025, and this is the executive summary. The electric vehicle EV charging infrastructure market in Abuja, Nigeria is expecting significant growth driven by both government initiatives and private sector investments. As of 2024 to 2025, Abuja has emerged as one of the Nigeria's key cities for EV infrastructure development, with multiple charging stations operational and ambitious expansions plans underway. The market is characterized by partnerships between government agencies, petroleum companies, and specialized EV firms, though challenges remain regarding electric grid and reliability and infrastructure gaps. So these are the current EV charging stations in Abuja, possible EV charging hubs, location 7 Ambori Street, Ademola, Adeotokumbo, Crescent, Abuja. Specifications, these are the specifications. So this is the name. So let's just try and search Google. Let's see if we can find this and see if it gave us. Okay, so you can see we have this a possible electric vehicle EV charging is a facility that houses multiple EV chargers to power many vehicles simultaneously, often featuring fast or ultra fast DC charging for quick. So this hub, like the one established by possible EVs in Abuja, so you can see. So this one is what is in Abuja. So that means it actually made the research and it gave us one. Then we have NNPC/Sapa filling station, and this is the location. We have Energy Commission of Nigeria station. So these are the three. Then we have the major companies and players. We have the government policies initiatives, right? We have policy incentives, tax benefit, infrastructure awards. So it actually made the research, and then it compiled it, and then it gave us to us. And then lastly, it gave us the sources. Number one source is the News Agency of Nigeria, This Day Live, Checkpoint Africa, Vanguard News, and so on. So this is one of the things that you can do with cloud AI sub agents. And like the question Mr. Babagana asked the other time, so using this, that means I can create another sub agent that can create a content, create a social media post, and so on based on this research. And then I can tell it, okay, now I want you to create content for my social media, maybe Facebook or Instagram, for me to maybe share my research, or something like that. And all those sub agents can go deep dive and do all of that separately. Okay, so I think I will stop here. If you have any question, then you can add. Thank you.
Okay, so it's reflection time now. Thank you, Fashion Blog. Fashion Blog has really commended, and thank you for what you have done, Iman Ibrahim. So let me share my screen, okay, so that also I can share with you like some of the specialized agents that I may recommend using when it comes to, and also the kind of model, the kind of tools that you can use for those ones, so that you'll be able to get exactly what needs to be done. So let me share my screen. Okay. Apologies, I'm trying to get that screen up. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to share my screen. I hope, guys, you can see my screen. I hope so. All right, fantastic. Okay, so as you can see from my screen, I have some recommendation for specialized agents that you can use. For example, what I try to do, abundantly, now I categorize in these agents into different categories when it comes to especially um, departments, so that you can try to see exactly maybe things that you'll be able to do with those agents, whether to use them as whether to use them as as categories, or you just leave them the way they are. So having said that, we have agents, for example, in the product management and strategy. For example, you can see one of the sub agent you can create is product manager. But because product manager, idan muka duba za mu ga product manager is a team lead who manages the product you want to do. Whether you are in content creation, you need to have a product manager who, like your manager who takes care of all the products, or if it is a software development company you also need to have that particular role where that person is responsible to manage, to manage the affairs of the product you're trying to develop. So in many other sectors, that is applicable. So then this particular, because this is a specialized role, and the project manager needs to be sophisticated, needs to have nuances. And this product manager, yeah, kamata achieve. Let's look at this project manager as a person. Project manager needs to have a high level of details, be accurate. So product manager will need to have the highest access to a model. So model that manager should have is Opus, but because product manager don't need to execute and do other things, but we only allow product manager to be able to edit, so that this manager can create a plan of how the product should look like, either branding, either it's a social media, either it's a finance or any other thing. You can do that. Plus MCP. MCP is a communication server, okay, which you can get most up to date information. And the description, short description, you can use actually short description while creating the agent, so that this agent, so that Cloud Code can create that agent based on the description. So you can see the description of this is product manager manages product roadmaps, requirement, and stakeholder coordination. So those are some of the things that the product manager can do. All right, and going forward, we can see we have experiment tracker. So then this particular one also has access to Sonnet, which is everyday model. And this one is just to track, not to create file, not to execute. So it's just read only an MCP. So who is going to monitor testing, future experiment, and so on. Then you have the sprint prioritizer. Sprint prioritizer, for example, especially in the software development companies, you have somebody that is able to sprint process, prioritize sprint type of development. So also needs to have access to tools like Edit and MCP, and then the model is Sonnet. And you can see this sprint prioritizer would manage agile sprint planning and types of prioritization. So we have them as such. Software development team, we have many of them. For example, the front end developer, all of these people will need to have access to Sonnet, Edit, execution, and MCP. They need to have access to this tool. So you can see we have. So this is where it is good. Instead of you to have a full stack developer who has limited access, limited specialization to one area, so you need to have a specialized agent. We have front end developer who is going to develop the front end based on the UI designer. So we have the UI designer. We're going to see that. So the front end developer builds user interfaces and client side application. We have the back end architect who also build the back end process, the server side architecture, the APIs is responsible for that. Then we have the mobile app builder who is going to develop mobile apps that you want. We have the AI engineer who is going to develop the AI and ML solution or integration. Rapid prototyper. This is a specialized agent who creates quick proof of concept and MVPs. Okay, we have the DevOps team. We have only about two, but you can have more, where you have the DevOps automator who automates deployment pipelines and infrastructure management. We have the infrastructure maintainer, so and so. Testing, quality assurance and testing. We have the following: test writer, fixer, write and maintain automated tests, test result analyzer, who is going to analyze the outcomes of the test. We have performance benchmarker, who's going to ensure that whatever you're doing, it's conform to the performance. API tester. Then we have the marketing and creativity, where we have the App Store optimizer, TikTok strategies, brand guardian, visual storyteller, studio producer, and many more you can create. So we have the research and analytics. We have the UX researcher who conducts research and usability analysis. We have the analytics reporter who generates data report, and so on and so forth. We have the operation team. We have the finance team. We have building agents that already Cloud Code will come with, right? We have education team. We have the curriculum designer, assessment creator, learning analytics. We have other development sector. So these are some of the sub agents that you will need when you are creating for different industries. So as we go along and as we continue to develop this, we are going to continue to actually improve and add more sub agents for you in the future, so that you'll be able to have more information about what these sub agents are, what they can do. But having said that, I think these are some of the good practices that you can use, is to use sub agents, specialized sub agents, rather than using broad sub agents that may have limitation to what they can do. Thank you very much, Abubakar. You say, what are the factors to be considered when choosing the right AI model for specific problem? So when you say model, I assume your answer is saying AI platform. Okay, but models to use uh, you need to use DALI AI. You need to use DALI model of OpenAI, or you use DALI model. So DALI model is mostly an image generator. You can use different platforms that use DALI. Okay, so choice of a model is based on what you want to accomplish. It's not dependent on really what you, I mean, the platforms you are aware of, but it's more of what do you want. If you want text, or you can use Meta. So Meta also can do, Meta AI can do also images, right? So those are some of the things. Yeah, I'm sorry, Passion Blog, for my audio, because I'm having network challenges. Um, so that's why Ibrahim was the one who was doing that. But anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for joining the session today. I guess you've gotten a lot. So we can reconvene actually on Saturday to do deep dive. Hopefully, by then, I should have a better network. Currently, I'm somewhere remote, so I'm struggling with my network. So, thank you for joining today's session. I'm looking forward to hosting you when I have a better network reception. But apologies, we're going to work on that in our next session. Also, feel free to request to come on board. I mean, to join on the panel so that you can also ask your question directly. So Ibrahim Shiu, thank you very much for joining, and we'll be happy to share with you more of these good practices as we go along, and have a nice evening.